Oh, hello. I thought you might enjoy hearing this story from Stories of Foreign Lands, published in Boston, Massachusetts many years ago, judging from the cover of this book, by D. Lothrop and Company. This particular story is called The Mole. One morning in the month of April, 1880, whilst walking over a small piece of grassland, I saw a mole upon the surface, and whether the strength of the roots of the turf whence he had emerged had prevented his making a re-entry, or whether he had an ambition to seek pastures new, I do not know, but I captured him with little difficulty, greatly to his discomposure, as I judged from the violent palpitation of his heart. Here he is. Isn't he cute? I carried him for a short time in the hollow of my left hand, and endeavored to allay his fears by stroking his back with my right. My efforts to soothe his perturbation were successful. By degrees the palpitation ceased. The heart beat regularly. It occurred to me that a little refreshment might be acceptable to him, and a boy soon procured a quantity of good-sized earthworms. I offered my velvety friend one of them, which he immediately seized with his paws, and as he showed an inclination to sit down, I placed him upon the grass. He sat down upon the turf, as straight as a young boarding school miss, fresh from her blackboard, in the presence of her schoolmistress. His tail, which was carefully arranged behind him, and reposed its short length upon the grass, gave him almost a jaunty air. He ate 7 large worms in quick succession, but metaphorically laid down his knife and fork when half through the 8th. I have said that he sat perfectly erect during the meal, and in whatsoever way the worms were presented to him, head foremost, tail first, or sideways, he always turned each worm head first toward him and killed it before eating it. This he did by biting it in what might be called the neck, where in most earthworms a kind of ring or elevated fleshly belt near the head is to be seen. Though the worm has neither bones, brains, eyes, nor feet, it has a heart, which is situated near the head, in or near the belt before spoken of. I noticed carefully that he bit each worm once only, and death was instantaneously. A worm having been killed, he commenced eating it, beginning at the head and passing it through his hands. Thereby all earth was cleared from it before it entered his mouth. The muscular strength of a mole is considerable in comparison with his size and weight. Here he is again. A full-grown male measures 6.5 inches from the point of the snout to the tip of the tail itself being 3/4 of an inch in length. That's about this long. His average weight is 3¼ ounces, and his girth round the shoulders is 5 inches. The female is less. Moles feed twice a day, in the morning about 8 o'clock, and in the afternoon about 3. As long experience of their habits has shown, the idea that the mole is blind is erroneous. He has a pair of brilliant black eyes, though very small, which upon examination under a microscope show all the parts of the eye. And this is taken from Chambers' Journal. I hope you enjoyed.